Hey everyone, in this video we're taking a look at the iPhone external microphones and how to make them work with Video Ninja. I know a lot of you have bought lightning-based microphones in the past, or even these wireless lav mics off Amazon. You connected them to your iPhone, loaded up Video Ninja, and then were disappointed to see that it didn't work. Either they weren't listed in Video Ninja, or when you selected them, it did nothing. It just defaulted back to the internal mic. It's frustrating for me too. Now, I'm going to go through and explain why I think it's happening, possible ways to avoid it from happening, and try to give you some good solutions on how to make it work. If you're simply looking for a quick solution here, though, I might suggest trying the official Apple 3.5 to Lightning adapter and using a TRRS-based microphone. With fingers crossed, it hopefully will work. Now, there's a lot of nuances to what I just said. So let me start by saying, you probably don't have to use the official Apple Lightning adapter. Other brands like the Ugreen Lightning to 3.5 millimeter adapter will work. I've tested that. However, many Lightning adapters will not work. Now, Apple was bold and brave, and they got rid of the 3.5 millimeter headset jack on the iPhone many years ago. And ever since then, companies who have built audio devices have had to pay a licensing fee to Apple to use a Lightning port. And so when you build your audio device with the Lightning port, you have to register it with Apple. Now, Apple has a webpage that lets you type in the model number or brand of your device, and it will show if it's registered. It will also show what type of device it's registered as. Okay, so Ugreen is registered. The official Apple headset obviously is registered. But there's a lot of devices out there that even claim to be registered, but aren't. And if you buy any of the cheap ones, they probably aren't registered. Okay? So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you're getting a registered, licensed Lightning adapter. It sucks because they're more expensive, but that's a restriction, I think, in this case. The second problem is a lot of these Lightning adapters, even though they're registered, have to be, this is what I think, have to be registered as a headset or headset device. So when you type in the model number, it will show what type of device it's registered as. Some users have bought like a iRig, for example, that's registered, but it shows up as a gaming device, not a headset device. And I think when you are using Safari or many applications for communication, Apple is only going to acknowledge devices that are communication devices or headsets. They have a headphone port, essentially, and a microphone. You can't just have a microphone on its own. So I think it needs to be registered as a headset device. Even then, they may not all work. So for example, here's the official Apple adapter. Here is a Amazon purchased wireless device. I connect it to Video Ninja via the Lightning port. I'm going to refresh Safari here, share my camera. When I go to audio sources, it only shows iPhone microphone, so the internal microphone, not the external one. The device, let me just make sure it's even on. Even when it's on, it's not going to work, but no, it doesn't work. Now, the reason this is happening is it has three prongs, 3 pins, 3 poles. TRS. This is not a TRRS. This is TRS. This is a microphone only. It's not a headset cable. It's a microphone cable. Now you can fix that pretty easily with this adapter. This is a TRRS 4-pole 3.5 millimeter plug. And you can take your microphone, plug it into the microphone port. You have a jack for your headphones here if you want. And now we plug the 4-pole into our headphone adapter. Plug that into our iPhone. Refresh Safari, refresh Video Ninja. Share your microphone. Now this is an iPhone 7, so if this doesn't work, it does work. The default device shows up as a headset microphone. So by default, Apple automatically switched to it. And the internal microphone is listed as well. So we have 2 microphones listed. If I get the microphone itself, if I turn it on, pair, and in a few seconds when it finally registers, it should, here we go. I have a signal now active via speaking into the external microphone. So this setup is not that expensive, $10 in cabling, the microphone, $20-$30. Now we have a wireless lav mic that works. And the great thing is we can plug any microphone in that supports line out or microphone out. And we don't have to keep spending a lot of money on all these expensive lightning adapters. So we just demonstrated that it works with that budget Amazon device. It's kind of nice because it has 3.5 lightning and USB. So we have the flexibility. So when Apple decides to kill lightning, you can still keep this device and not throw it away. Now, if you want to use a professional microphone like this MKH416 by Sennheiser, it's XLR based. I have this Ceramonics XLR to TRRS adapter. So I can connect my microphone via XLR. And this would work with like an SM7B. You might need like a cloud lifter. It has a phantom 48 volts because this requires power. We don't need our TRRS adapter because the Ceramonics adapter comes as a TRRS source. We plug it in, we refresh, and we can now speak and we get a signal. So I'm using a professional microphone. This would work with virtually all XLR microphones, and it works. Now, a few notes: if the gain is too high or too low, Apple will kind of turn it off. It won't work. So you do need to have a gained in close to accurate, but it tends to, it just works. Pretty sweet. This setup, I don't remember how much I paid for this. I probably paid like $60 for this adapter back in the day, but even $150 for a decent one would probably be worth it. Again, we're not buying a lightning-based XLR to lightning adapter. That is a bad idea. Okay? It is a bad idea because Apple has decided to gatekeep what microphone port you can use, what audio device you can use, and so the licensing fees are high. Apple is going to be able to restrict what audio source you can connect to the iPhone. So my suggestion is to buy microphones that have long-term value. Make sure they have an analog output, line out, mic out, XLR output, and buy adapters that let you use those microphones via the analog path. Apple cannot gatekeep those types of devices then. And it just so happens that the Apple dongle is the cheapest one. Third parties are 2 to 3 times the price of the official Apple one. Surprise, surprise. So I would say don't play Apple's game. Go back to analog. They removed the 3.5 millimeter jack, but don't fall into the trap of buying into their walled garden. They want to gatekeep. And so my suggestion is, if you have to buy Lightning, make sure it's a headset that's registered with Apple. You're going to be paying a premium for that device. But for everyone else, go cheap, buy the cheapest 3.5 millimeter adapter you can get, and stick with analog devices. Buy devices that give you the option of outputting via 3.5 or line out or XLR, because they will have long-term value. And you're not going to be limited in the future of how you can use these devices, or fingers crossed, right? So apologies for the rant there. I'm a little bit frustrated with Apple on that front. So apologies. Thank you, though, for watching. I hope this was helpful, and stay tuned.